members and public, we have 3 items on our agenda today. We are going to hear the second of 3 budget presentations. Budget from the governor today on the Metropolitan Council. And then we'll have 2 bill hearings. The first is on Senate File 1053. Senator Port is excused today. I'm the second author on that bill, so I'll be presenting that. Actually, the Met Council will be presenting that because it's an agency bill. And then we'll hear Senator McEwen's Senate File 1417 on train crew sizes. With that, I will invite Metropolitan Council Chair Zelli to the table, and whomever else you'd like to bring forward to present the governor's budget for the coming fiscal cycle for the Metropolitan Council. Welcome to the committee, Chair Zelli. Please introduce yourself and proceed with your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Charlie Zelli. I'm Chair of the Metropolitan Council, and it's my honor to present the governor's budget proposal for Metropolitan Council relating to transportation. I will make my presentation fairly brief, but I stand for questions, and they have a number of other Metro Transit experts in the room, so in case there's other questions, we certainly will be able to provide answers today. First and foremost, the governor is recommending a dedicated sales tax on the metro region for the specific purpose of supporting operations and capital costs of the transit system. And this is really critical because, as many who have been observing transportation for years know, we have a structural deficit of our metro transit system. This has been remedied on a kind of a year-by-year basis, but over the past several years and through this next biennium, that deficit has been covered from federal recovery relief on the 3 different COVID recovery bills. But it will end up with the next biennium, or from 24 to 27, with as much as $350 million of unfunded costs of just the current and anticipated operations. As you know, we are expanding our system, and we'll talk more about our ABRT proposals, but we have several transitways under development and some ABRTs that have just opened, and we expect more on the way. That and the fact that MVEST funding, motor vehicle sales tax, is actually slipping from its forecast from previous years. So some of the anticipated funds are actually diminishing, which is important to note in a context of general fund surpluses. We actually are in transportation in terms of our sources of sustainable funding is moving the other way. I should note that this 0.125% regional sales tax is presented by the governor as an opening floor to suggest that a sustainable source of funding that can be counted on every year is really important. That in order to cover all costs, he is certainly open to rates that are higher than that 0.1%, and in fact to cover all those costs of capital and as operating deficits, considering the growth of the system, it really requires something larger. This is the funding that would come from that 0.1% sales tax over the next 4 years. And obviously, fiscal year 2024, starting in October, is a stub year, but it's that roughly 95 and going up with inflation funding source. So I want to spend a moment talking about the arterial bus rapid transit system. The governor recommended, it's not part of his operating budget, but part of the capital proposal, was $72 million in general obligation bonds to support the next three arterial bus rapid transit lines. 2 points here. One is there'll be additional opportunities for us to apply for federal funds, small starts funding that would cover a lot of the costs, and this $72 million would be adequate local match to those funds. And we believe if we are able to find federal funds, that $72 million could actually cover the capital costs of all three of the lines, but depending upon our federal support. Important also to note that the $72 million does not cover some of the local costs on these roadway improvements. There's ADA accessibility, there's road reconstruction, curbs, intersections that the both county and cities provide as part of these transitways. These important to note because when you think 72 million covers the whole cost, there are additional costs. But this is the cost from the Met Council's perspective to build out the line. I think many of you have experienced, if you haven't ridden or had site tours, but we've had great success with the ABRTs. The A line was the first that started on Snelling Avenue, and it's been followed by the C line, and now most recently the D line has opened in Minneapolis. We have the frequency of light rail. It is the convenience because you can enter any door, buy the ticket at an enhanced station. The buses are usually in their own lane, sometimes dedicated, but in either case, you don't have to get out of traffic and back into traffic. The purpose of this is the convenience, the express kind of nature, and even has traffic light preemption. So not only is it faster, but it can go on a regular cadence and stay on time. The ridership on these ABRTs has been, I would say, the least affected during the COVID downturns, and they've been the first to recover. So some of the regular bus system has recovered as much as 18%. We've had even greater success on these ABRTs. We think this interconnected system of ABRTs is the connective future for transit. One of the interesting things that it does is provide this all-day service. And we're finding transit is being used all day. There's not just the morning peak and the afternoon peak. Maybe the biggest peaks we're seeing post-COVID is kind of in the middle of the afternoon. But we're finding people use it not just for jobs, but for shopping, for healthcare, for school, for just living their lives. And you can see from this map how important is these lines identified by letters, which are the ABRTs, are the ones that are connecting a lot of these large transitway developments. And just to get into what these three lines are, the F line from Northtown in the north of Minneapolis to downtown. And again, this covers what is already being served by transit, very frequent ridership in these corridors, but with this, again, enhanced service, not stopping every block. We believe this is a tremendous market and really is a game changer. In fact, we're finding some development that's coming in some of these corridors in anticipation of the F line, the H line, and kind of similar to some of the larger light rail transitway developments. The G line, this is St. Paul, more East Metro, Rice Street, Robert Corridor, and this also is a important kind of connected line that is also very popular now. You'll notice that this is going through city cores, but if you go to the H line, it really is connecting east-west. You know, that's often you might hear, we have north-south, we have connections through downtowns, but this is really a long line, the longest, that goes along the Como-Maryland corridor, and it really, again, connects with some of the other ABRTs. It does get to downtown Minneapolis, but it will get to farther into East Metro, but the East St. Paul, and again, being a connector east-west, it's not just that large hub spoke. You have to go downtown out of the way kind of format that transit has been in the past. So getting on to our proposal for funding for advancing our electrification of buses, we have a robust plan for electrifying the fleet over time as the technology improves, as our ability not only to have electric buses, which are more expensive than diesel buses, but also the investment in charging systems, which is also a very important part of this this kind of network of electric infrastructure. We believe that this additional $30 million, it'll do two things. One is pay for the upcharge of electric buses, but more importantly, it will serve as a match for some of the competitive programs that we are applying for as part of the IIJA Act, which has tremendous opportunities for grants to come into Minnesota. So having that local match ready, this in addition to our regular bonding, which I'll get to in a minute, program for bus purchases throughout the metro. And the one thing I'd say about, also add about electrification is with that $30 million, our real hope and intention is to get ahead of even our current plan of electrification. We'd like to be there faster, and we think with now technology and funding, we could be a leader in the nation. I've described transit bonding. We actually issue bonds and which are paid from our property tax base. We require a legislative approval for our bonding. And it's roughly $50 million a year. This would continue that program. This funds would provide the match for the federal support. And again, this is for all bus purchases for public transportation in the metro. We support other bus lines like the suburban bus lines, as well as Metro Transit. Those are the programs I am here to present, and are willing to stand for questions.
Great. Thank you, Chair Zelli. Members, questions for Chair Zelli about the Metropolitan Council Metro Transit gubernatorial budget proposal? Well, I have a couple questions. Just very quickly, you had mentioned the local responsibility when ABRT is built. We've been hearing about that as they've opened the session and have conversations with stakeholders, and the LMC and others have raised this subject about the requirement for the local unit of government, particularly around the ADA elements for station areas, et cetera. And that actually was a surprise to me. Has that been a policy of longstanding? Is that a new thing? And what is the foundation of that policy requiring local units of government to provide for ADA accessibility, particularly in station areas?
I'm going to be supported by Nick, but I will and Nick Thompson, who's the director of our assistant general manager of capital programs. But I will say first, thank you, Mr. Chair, for the question. I will say that.
Chair Zelli, can you lean a little closer to your microphone? Thanks.
In situations like the B line, Hennepin County applied for another special federal grant, which they received. In fact, Secretary Buttigieg came out to celebrate it, to have it cover some of those additional costs. Often we try to time these ABRTs when there is a road reconstruction at similar to what was happening with Hennepin Avenue. But in terms of the costs, I think that you're right, ADA, as well as some of the other improvements that they intend to happen anyway, are sometimes accelerated, so often it's a timing issue. I've exhausted everything I know, so.
Phone a friend. Welcome, Mr. Thompson.
Chair, Nick Thompson of Metro Transit. That is a great question. We do, in the investments of ABRT, we fully meet the federal requirements for ADA around the transit investment itself. The local ask has been that we add additional accessibility requirements for the entire intersection if they do not currently have that program. So it's an ask but we're meeting the federal requirements for accessibility if we just are building transit. The local ask has been if we're going to go near an intersection, let's rebuild the entire intersection, which is above and beyond the transit component, but we do definitely try to find a solution with our local partners on that issue. And often we have been because we try to tie ABRT with already planned roadway projects, but in some of these newer lines, they do not, our local partners don't have road projects planned with them.
Thank you. Another question, this has to do, of course, with the fiscal cliff looming on the horizon. And I think you had indicated, or at least hinted, that the 0.125 sales tax proposal probably wouldn't be sufficient to address that. I assume, and maybe I'm wrong, with the additional ABRT lines that are articulated in the presentation, the F, the G, and the H, those would also necessitate some operating dollars for which we don't necessarily have the resources at present. Would that be correct?
I believe for the next biennium, and I'll turn to Judd.
And I'm talking about in the out years.
In the out years,
Yeah.
as we build for the next 8 years, additional ABRTs, they're not included, but the next 4 years in that kind of budget toolbox, we have covered those lines we know that are being built.
Mr. Shetton.
Mr. Chair and members, Judd Shetton, I'm the Government Affairs Director for the Council. And so just to answer your question related to the current structural deficit with the 1/8 cent sales tax, we've been to the committee previous and mentioned that it's about $260 million today. We'll see what it looks like after the February forecast comes out because it changes regularly with the MVES forecast. But we do have enough to get us through the fiscal years 26 and 27, and as the chair mentioned, it also contemplates the additional costs that we need for those ABRT lines as we move into fiscal years 28, 29, and into the future. That's where that sales tax rate will not be probably enough for us to be able to cover that structural deficit. But in the short term, we can certainly get through the next 4 years with that rate of sales tax.
And my last question, maybe I'm anticipating Senator Jasinski's question. With the
Mr. Chair, I bet you're not.
Oh, okay. Well, with the drop-off in ridership, we see it on transit. We see it coming back, but it's a slow build. So wondering what we foresee as we contemplate building out Transitway, as we contemplate basically saving our bus system, our regular route, local service, and also kind of a corollary to that with the downtown's offices not coming back as quickly as we would have hoped, and the Transitway system premised on the hub and spoke model that you touched on in talking about the ABRT lines. Just how do we respond to some of those things that are on people's minds? Hub and spoke and ridership projected into the future as we build out a Transitway system and a regular route system.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. As we know that the ridership is increasing, and 18% is not the pace that gets us back in the next couple of years, but we think that we will recover ridership. We think it's changed. And as I mentioned, more local. The one kind of service which is down the most, as much as 90%, has been the express routes from farther distances to downtowns. And that includes North Star. and it's not down as much as 90%, but it's not recovering as the regular bus system or even light rail. So we think transit looks differently. One of the recoveries is that we are down about 30% in just operating miles, operating hours of service. That's largely because of operator shortages and technician shortages, police shortages. And as we build the capacity, as those are being hired, we are looking at which routes we will increase frequency, what those routes really look like, and they will likely be tweaked and different than they were pre-COVID, given the changing ridership demands. So all of this is to say that it is growing over time. We expect we do expect a full recovery, but the large downtown office space will never be quite the same. On the other hand, we're seeing this network of ABRTs and transitways allows people to truly have one car if it's a family, or no car, and get around within a 30-minute time period with good connections, as opposed to those long connections through the hub and spoke system. So not to give a meandering question, transit will be different, but we see it recovering with this kind of model in a different way.
So you triggered two more questions. One is, I'm glad you touched on the operator shortage, wondering how we're thinking about and addressing that. That's a big problem. And of course, safety. We can't not address the issue of the ridership experience, particularly on LRT, but also on our buses. It's a big problem.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. And safety, I keep saying, is our number one priority, and it has to be. Unless we can operate a system that is welcoming and safe, not just for customers, for employees. Certainly one of the biggest issues for recruiting drivers is their safety. So this is really the first call, is to improve the standard of behavior. And we do that in a number of ways, not just through enforcement, although clearly we need to expand from our current police force is below our budgeted amount considerably. We have perhaps 108 officers, and we have forecasted or budgeted at least 175. So, and then also the community service officers, we are recruiting for those as well. We know that maintaining safety is going to take more than just enforcement. It's going to take a human presence. And we know it even goes beyond what Met Transit can do by ourselves. We've invested a lot in technology. We've invested a lot in architectural maintenance shifts. But it's everything from more cleaners to even closer relationships with other jurisdictions. We're now working with Bloomington. We have worked well with St. Paul and Minneapolis police forces to have more coordinated responses. We know that part of our plan is to actually have contracted security, which currently is working well in the Franklin station, but this company that we're working with in that case, we've given the Lake Street station, and because of their own workforce shortage, that deployment has been delayed as they hire people. So workforce issues has really been a concern, not just for operators, but for police. It's been gratifying that a more recent job fair for drivers, we had as many as 150 people show up, which is really something we haven't seen in a couple of years. So there's some positive signs. We've increased the starting and permanent wages for all of our job classifications, police, community service officers, technicians, and drivers. So we think we're a good place to work, and we're recruiting, and we see some positive signs that as we get into the spring, into the summer, we'll be able to start turning the curve and adding capacity.
So I'll just say, I take the train not as often as I would like. I aspire to be a better transit user than I am, but I do get on and take the train back and forth between here and home once a week or once every other week, and there's never a car that isn't filled with smoke. That's just an example of how much conditions have deteriorated. So something's got to change. So I'll just leave it at
Oh,
that.
Mr. Chair, you are absolutely right. We see it as the daunting and critical challenge. And to make it even worse, it's one thing to maintain a standard, but once it slips, to kind of reverse it back, it's even harder.
Right.
And we're developing a task force of other agencies, working with counties to look even more systematically at what do we need to do. And by any means, we don't have all the answers, but we're leaning heavily into the 40 actions that we're update on a quarterly basis. But we need to go even farther. We know that the societal issues kind of come right into our world. That doesn't get us off the hook, but it means that we have to kind of reach out, and we are doing that, and with the support of this administration, and I know some other interests in legislature, which we fully embrace the idea of thinking in ways that we have never had before, because we need to.
Great. Members.
Thank you,
Member
Mr. Chairman.
Jasinski.
And maybe you did just touch on, did you say full of smoke? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, the trains are full of smoke, cigarette smoke.
And that was
And other kinds of
actually my
smoke.
question. So actually, you did have my question, ridership and just the way things have changed since COVID, and with the proposal of the recreational marijuana, which I've been dead against, and I'm very spoken about that. And we had a discussion in a meeting last week about that, and we've seen in other states that invoke the legalization. And I know we've heard there's a staffing shortage in police, and I actually know a former transit police officer very well, and knew it was very bad before. And now when you're legalizing it, it's going to be even worse, and a lot of the ridership goes down on top of that. So what do you propose to do that? Because if we're going to spend billions or millions and millions of dollars on transit, and because legalizing marijuana, which I'm anticipating is going to go through because it's a one-party control and it's going to happen, how do we deal with that? I mean, I don't want to get on a train and deal with that, and I think a lot of seniors don't want to get on the train and deal with that. So how do we do that? Because obviously it's very easy to conceal. You don't, by the time you get an officer there, they can put it away and not be there. So I think it's going to cause huge issues. And so how are you looking proactively on what we're going to do towards ridership and to prevent not only from the change in work habits doing that, and now you're going to add this on top of that. I just think it's going to be a huge issue. So tell me what you're doing within the department to kind of adjust or address what you're going to have to do. And I know the governor's proposing to do it very quickly and swiftly to get that enacted so that they can smoke marijuana legally, I guess. So again, I'm totally against it, but what are you going to do to help with that from your standpoint with the department?
Mr. Chair and Senator, that's a great question. To tell you the truth, we have to enforce and set a standard of behavior which includes no smoking of anything on the trains. What's being smoked now, what I think Senator Dibble's describing is smoke that may not be tobacco, it may not be marijuana, it might be a group of youth standing around a pipe and tinfoil. And frankly, drug and mental illness and some of the addiction issues really does affect the behavior on the trains. But I think we have to find the human presence to ensure that there is no smoking of any substance on the trains or the platforms.
And thank you, Mr. Chair. So do you anticipate an increase with this problem? Again, I know it's been a huge issue before, and again, I have a very close relationship with the former transit officer, said it was absolutely terrible. So I can't imagine this is going to make things better, is it?
Well, Mr. Chair, Senator, I don't know if it's going to have that much of an incremental difference or not. It can't be positive. We'll be watching it very carefully, but I think it comes down to, as we increase enforcement, again, it's not singling out marijuana, other substances, or tobacco, that neither is allowed. And the question is, how do you do that? You can't do it with just cameras, and you can't do it with just armed police. That's why the idea of having non-uniformed ambassadors, community service officers, who are, you've got to be presently there to say, put it out. And it's really setting a standard as ridership can build confidence. And frankly, all of us need to find it as unacceptable. And it's going to be a challenge to change that pattern of behavior. But again, I'm not sure that the legalization doesn't mean it's legal, in every public spot. It's just not. And that is on all of us as a society to maintain those boundaries.
Thank you, Mr. And then just final closing on that again. So we were pretty upset there was no fiscal note on that other issue. So tell me, do you think there's going to be a fiscal impact on your department by just what's happening there by legalizing? I mean, obviously there's going to be impact of having to have more officers, more other ways to combat what's going on. So do you estimate what the estimated fiscal impact of legalizing marijuana will be on Metro?
Mr. Chair, Senator, we have not analyzed that as being an increased cost, but we'll take a look at that.
Right. Senator Howe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And, going down that line, you've already got it to where it's not legal to do. So what's the penalty? What is there to keep these people from doing it? If you catch them, what's the penalty? Do they get kicked off for life? What do we do to these folks when they do violate the law? Is that and that's another question, excuse me, but is it a law or is it a policy?
Chair Zelli.
Mr. Chair, Senator, I believe that the code of conduct, which specifically says no smoking, is a behavior rule to which they get kicked off the train or the bus. I'm not aware, and I don't know if our experts would know, if there's a civil penalty. One of the issues, of course, with it ties into fare evasion, and now we know that the penalty for not paying for a fare is extremely high and thereby less enforceable. So we appreciate this committee's interest and others to advance the idea of a civil citation that allows us to more readily check fares and enforce them through a lower penalty, but one that we can actually enforce. In terms of actually enforcing specific behaviors, I'm not sure if there's actual laws be broken, but it allows us to ban them or to kick them off the train.
Senator Howe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I guess as a follow-up, I'd say if you need legislation, let's look at that. If that's something that we need to do, I would say that giving your transit officers the ability to actually arrest those folks and actually put some teeth in the program, I think would help you in the future. And I think that's a very important piece as we look at some of this other legislation, but I think that's legislation that it might actually help you actually address the chair's issue and Senator Jasinski's issue if we actually draft some legislation that gives your actual employees the teeth to actually do something with the violators. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator, thank you.
All right. Anything further, members? All right. Thank you very much, Chair Zelli.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, committee members.
All right. So now, I should mention two things. One, we have a quorum. Two, Senator Lang is participating. Here's what I'm supposed to say. In accordance with the rules of the Senate, the following member will be participating remotely in today's hearing, Senator Lang from Olivia, Minnesota. All right. So I will come to the table. Senator Morrison will chair the committee.
Welcome to the testifiers table, Chair Dibble.
Thank you.
Would you like to proceed with the bill in Senator Port's absence?
Thank you, Chair Morrison. Yes, I would like, I appreciate the opportunity and would like to present Senate File 1053, which is an agency initiative And members, what Senate File 1053 would do, it would somewhat change the existing statutes that Met Council operates under in order to provide different kinds of fare programs and passes. Currently, of course, it does offer a number of fare programs and fare passes, whether those are through employers or schools or other organizations or for special events and the like. The problem that's being solved is that the current law is limited. It's limited according to the types of fare passes and programs. It's limited to the mode as well, to only local route bus service. So this would allow for more flexibility and a better reflection of what is needed and how the transit system has changed with the inclusion of arterial bus rapid transit, light rail transit, et cetera, would allow for interoperability between those modes with these fair transit pass programs, which I suspect is happening anyways, but they're probably breaking the law. So we need to bring them inside the bounds of the law. So they're not lawbreakers like we were just talking about. So with that, I'll let Mr. Shetnin maybe provide a little bit more detail, and then we can respond to questions.
Thank you, Chair Dibble, and please state your name for the record again and proceed with your testimony.
Great, thank you, Chair Morrison and members. I'm Judd Shetnin. I'm the Government Affairs Director for the Metropolitan Council, and I appreciate Chair Dibble stepping in and taking this bill forward for Senator Port today. It is a pretty technical bill that I would say that we have found that our current statute that relates to transit fares is very antiquated. And so what we are looking to do today is to bring that forward to reflect the system that we have today. So we don't intentionally mean to be breaking the law, but we didn't. But we do need to make sure that we are having the PASS program that we have today, which is very broad with schools, different groups, universities. We have the Universal Pass that we just move forward with the University of Minnesota on, just a number of different passes that we have. And in fact, we're looking to find other ways to bring people back to transit since the COVID pandemic. And so what we're trying to do is to add flexibility to the current statute. And again, since that is so antiquated, we have not been exactly following that to the letter. But at the same time, we are trying to grow our transit system and make sure that what we are doing as far as our past programs is reflected in current law. And so with that, that is truly all that this is. The current statute is very, very obsolete, and we just appreciate your support.
Thank you for your testimony. Members, discussion, questions? Senator Howe.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, the subsidy that we currently provide is per rider is already large. How much is this going to increase that subsidy piece?
Madam Chair, Senator Howe, oftentimes in these PASS programs, there is a part of that pass is being subsidized. Our Metro Pass, which was our business pass, the employer would pay a portion of that in order to be able to attract their employees to use that. Again, with the University of Minnesota, we negotiated an agreement on that where the university is paying for a portion of that. When you see our free rides with Miller Lite on St. Patrick's Day or New Year's Eve, they are subsidizing that as well. And so I don't have a specific number for you, but I will tell you that these are not free rides. And if there's not a subsidy, there's some sort of in-kind benefit. One of the reasons why we do that is we are trying to attract people to the transit system, get them to use it, interact with it, and become more of a regular user. So just to be clear that we're not, these are not necessarily being given away.
Senator Howe.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and Mr. Shetnin. How much do we actually take in currently? And you don't know how much you're going to sell, but how much do we currently take in on fares?
Mr. Shetnin.
Madam Chair, members, I am going to call our fair folks from Metro Transit to come speak to that.
Thank you. Please state your name for the record and proceed.
Madam Chair, Senator, I'm Dennis Dorshak from Metro Transit. For taking in fares, I don't have the exact number, I can get that to you, but I can tell you that we are increasing the fares since COVID. For a period of time during COVID, we didn't take any fares in. We had essential rides only, we didn't take any fares. We started with 0, and now we're slowly increasing. As time goes on, we're increasing more. With this program, we will add more fare products that are right-sized for our customers, and we should be able to take in more fares. But I can get back with you with that specific question of how many the exact fares.
Senator Howe, follow up.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And so what I'd like to see on that when you provide it is a pre-COVID value, and then the COVID value, which I assume is going to be 0, and then the post-COVID value. And the reason I'm interested, the other piece that I'd like to know is how many employees you have doing the accounting of this and the cost of those employees, because I'd like to see if maybe we shouldn't be collecting any fees at all, because I got a feeling it's costing us more to figure out who's paying what to actually collect a fee. But, if you're really going to manage this thing, I think that we should be collecting fares. You're either going to collect fares and make it right so you're covering your cost, or why are we doing it? Because you got to hire people to count the change and take the fares from these people. And I'm saying, if you're not covering your cost to doing all that stuff, you either got to increase your fees, or why are we doing it?
Who would like to take that?
I'll take that, Madam Chair. Madam Chair and Senator Howe, we will pull that information together for you related to fare collection rates. It varies by the different mode between rail, express bus, regular route bus. So we'll break those down for you between pre and post-COVID. And I also appreciate your question. I have been in contact with your staff related to that specific question that now I know who the senator is who asked that question. So that's good. So we are working on that information for you, and we'll share that with you hopefully sooner than later.
Senator, how are you good, or you have another one?
No, I got another one.
Okay.
So as long as we're going down this fare problem, if this language actually passes, how much more additional revenue do you think you're going to take in if this actually passes?
Mr. Shetnin.
Madam Chair and Senator Howe, I do not know the answer to that question, but I can tell you that it will at least have the statute reflect the current Fair Pass program that we have in place today, because what is in statute today does not necessarily match how we have approached this.
Senator Howe.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Mr. Shetnin, I will say, so what we're trying to do is make it legal today. You don't have to answer that. Tongue in cheek, I get it.
No comment.
Senator McEwen.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Senator Dill, for your presentation of this bill. I just wanted to make a quick comment. This conversation has taken a delightful turn, and I would also love to receive that information. I am very interested in how we can achieve fare-free transit for the people of our state. I think that would be an excellent move for us. And so if you could also include me in that information, I would very much appreciate it. And I appreciate the conversation. Thank you.
Senator Jasinski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I apologize, I had to step out for a second. But I think Senator Howe is on the same path as I was, and I think we all are. But, you know, you've talked about having a deficit for years and years and years, and it seems to me in the bill, this is further subsidizing it because you're reducing it. And to allow, and maybe I missed that conversation, but different policies and ways to get it to private and public, I'm assuming that's in a discounted way, so that deficit's going to get even bigger. That's the first question again. So we were in a previous meeting about, you know, everything that's going on transportation-wise and light rail and bus rapid transit, and someone testified about how we need to be more car dependent or independent, and that's frustrating for someone in my district because we don't have any options like this. Downtown Minneapolis you do, and we can be yelled at about we need to be car independent, but in my district, you can't be car independent. It just doesn't happen that way. I mean, how do you get out, to the lake, and how do you get to the school that we don't have those options? So when you say you want free fares for everybody in Minnesota, that's really targeting Metro Minnesota, not, we all talk about one Minnesota, but that's one Metro. My citizens are rarely ever going to benefit from that. Rarely. They, again, they don't want to come to Minneapolis anymore because of crime and other things. And again, going back to the other thing, I don't want to hit this too hard, but so now you're going to have legal marijuana on there. These people aren't going to want to ride on there, and when someone comes up and says you should be more car independent, it doesn't happen in my district, and to spend all this money and now further subsidize it is frustrating for me and for the residents of my district, and I know you understand that. And just going to the fiscal note on that, again, it says there's a zero fiscal note, but I think that leaves a lot of room open for what you're trying to do, because I think it doesn't say they have to, they can, but it's going to cost a fiscal note again. I mean, and the fiscal note here says zero, and it's going to cost money. Somewhere or another, this program, this bill is going to cost money, and we're getting a report from fiscal saying it's zero cost, and I'm telling you, there's cost. So just that, my frustration. Thank you.
Senator Jasinski, was there a question in there?
I guess there wasn't.
Okay, just double checking, thank you. Senator Howe.
I'll follow up with that question. I mean, because I don't think if we're going to find out what those numbers are and what we think, that is actually what the fiscal note should show of the proposed what could happen. And it kind of flies in the face of a decent fiscal note when we're sitting here asking the questions to have the information, or where we should have it in the note that's in front of us. Because that is, the pre-COVID, the COVID, and the post-COVID, and what happens when you implement this, it's going to affect that, and we got a fiscal note that says we're all good. And that, if this is a standard of fiscal notes, there's not a whole lot of faith going to be put in them anymore. So we need to do a better job on the fiscal note, and I think that information you provide us will help us determine what actually the cost is.
Madam Chair.
Senator Dibble.
Thanks. I do think it would be interesting and useful for the committee to get a report, or at least a listing of all of the existing fare programs that the Met Council has. I mean, there's employer programs, there's, the public schools, the university, various nonprofits that serve low-income and homeless folks can purchase fares at a discount. That was actually my bill.
Yep.
Well, now we're repealing it, but but in the interest of just creating a broad authority to do those kinds of things, with under its own kind of direction, if you will. I don't know the reason why the fiscal note shows zero, other than to say that it's hard to know exactly what the Met Council will contemplate doing in the future under this kind of broader, more flexible authority to create and implement fare pass programs. So some of the others are the special events, like the state fair, things like that. So yeah, it's absolutely, the committee should benefit from that information, and the Met Council is nodding their head, so we'll get that to you. I do think it is important that we have a larger discussion at some point about transportation, mobility, access, benefit, subsidy, both internal to transportation and the functionality of transportation. And I'm talking about roads and bridges as well as external, because there are subsidies that show up in all kinds of places, including for a fully built road and bridge system. It's not a purely user pays system as is sometimes represented in these debates. There's a lot of subsidy that comes from taxes of general applicability, property tax. There's also external subsidy that comes from environmental consequences and public health consequences that we all pay for. Those are called socialized inputs. So we should have an understanding also of, there was just an article in the paper a week or two ago about increased congestion in the metro area attributable to folks not riding transit. So there's those kinds of costs that we all bear as well in terms of less efficiency in our roadway system. So I think a robust conversation about cost, benefit, subsidy is important. It's a fair discussion because transportation is one of those things that we pay for, we subsidize, doesn't pay for itself, but a lot of good things happen when people can get to where they need to go. That has tremendous benefit in improved prosperity, better economy, better outcomes across the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senator Jasinski.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and maybe to Senator, are we laying this over? Are we going to vote on this, or just a question procedurally?
Senator Jasinski, I believe we're voting on it, and it goes to general orders from here.
Yeah. Senator Morrison, I'll ask council. I actually wasn't sure about that. You should have known that before I came in as the chair. But what would this bill necessitate?
Mr. Chair and members, we've done a little talking at the table, and we think it can go to general orders.
All right. Senator Jasinski, did you want to keep it here for that further conversation, further information?
Thank you, Mr. I mean, I think we should have a fiscal note before it goes to the floor. I think if they relook at what's actually going to be done and have a fiscal note that shows what's going to be done. Again, we've really struggled this year with fiscal notes, and from not getting them to looking at them totally different than we've looked at in the last 6 years that I've been around. And so, our frustration is, and I know they're trying to push everything through, and there's staff time there, but, we should have a fiscal note before it leaves committee to go to the floor, and we have a fiscal note that says zero, and we obviously know there's costs. So that would be my question, if maybe Met Council is going to get involved to get a fiscal note, and what's this going to cost us? But to go to the floor, I think, is irresponsible not having a fiscal note.
Well, Madam Chair.
Senator Dibble.
I'm not sure that there would be a fiscal note. I mean, I think an analysis of what currently happens under the Fair and Pass program is fair, and I'm willing to keep the bill here. There's no rush to get this bill passed. We could even roll it into an omnibus or something so we can keep it on the table here. I don't know that a fiscal note is going to be different or change, but further information I think is perfectly legitimate, and I'm perfectly happy to lay the bill on the table today for pending further information of the kind that Senator Howe and Senator Jasinski are asking for. Mr. Shetland wanted to respond.
Mr. Shetland.
And thank you, Madam Chair. And Senator Jasinski, I just want to be clear that our intention with this bill is just to update the statute to reflect the current pass system that we have today. We are not looking to, and so the fiscal note, if there was one related to the passes that we have, would basically reflect how we have approached this since the statute was updated back in 2004 when we brought light rail onto the system. And so we are not looking to do anything beyond just make sure that what we are doing today as far as all these different passes are actually reflected accurately in the statute that relates to fair passes in statute. So I want to be clear about that it's not a, we did not anticipate a fiscal note. We think that the fiscal note basically would align with the current system that we have, so there shouldn't be any additional cost or loss of revenue. I know that you were out, mentioned just briefly that many of the passes that we provide today are subsidized either by the employer through the Metro Pass system. When we provide free rides on New Year's Eve or St. Patrick's Day, that is underwritten by Miller Lite. And so there is some sort of in-kind benefit or a cash benefit that is provided when we enter into some of these programs related to these passes. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood that this wasn't something that we were going to restructure how the fare system was going to work. It was just to reflect the Fair Pass statute to make sure that it was in accordance with the type of pass program that we have today, because the system looks different from when this statute was originally put into place. So hopefully that helps.
Senator Jasinski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And that does help. Just unfortunately, what I've seen in my time, it seemed to always have a mission creep. And so when you get a bill like this, you don't know if you're going to expand things or what's going on. But in the past 6 years, I've seen some of these things mission creep that end up one thing and also continue on. So with that, I'll leave it alone.
Members, further discussion. Chair Dibble, so is your intent then to lay it over for possible inclusion? Or send it?
Yes, Madam Chair, we'll lay it over for either possible inclusion or further discussion. At some point, we'll take it up again. So,
Very good. Then thank you for your presentation.
thank you, Madam Chair, members.
Thanks, members. Appreciate it.
Welcome to the table, Senator McEwen. Please proceed on Senate File 1417.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, I am very pleased to present Senate File 1417, which will require railroads to operate with a minimum two-person crew when transporting and delivering freight. Minnesota's freight trains currently operate with 2 crew members. Codifying this practice into law is a common sense, bipartisan proposal that has been in the works for some years. Requiring 2 crew members to operate a locomotive is about worker safety and the safety of our communities. Our railroads transport all kinds of goods, including some very hazardous materials. In fact, just 2 weeks ago, one of the most environmentally disastrous train derailments we have seen just occurred in eastern Ohio and is currently being investigated. When derailments happen, having a second crew member is essential to begin an efficient hazmat response. The second crew member is the one who communicates with first responders, decouples the train cars still on the track to move them to a safe distance, and more. Beyond these safety concerns, having 2 crew members is essential to the efficient maintenance of traffic and daily life in communities that our railroads cut through, so that 1 crew member can open blocked railroad crossings to allow school buses, emergency responders, and the public to pass, while the other crew member could continue operating the train. It is physically impossible for 1 person to perform all the duties required to safely operate a freight train. And in fact, as technology has advanced, rather than seeing responsibilities lessen, crew members have seen their responsibilities grow. Our communities are not testing grounds for railroads to implement experimental practices. Heavy locomotives moving quickly with potentially hazardous cargo push the stakes too high to ignore. This bill establishes crew size standards that will protect both our workers and protect the public safety and our communities. So members, I respectfully request your support of Senate File 1417. And Mr. Chair, I also have 2 people here to offer testimony as part of our presentation, Mr. Nicholas Kadich and Mr. Joel Mueller.
Thank you, Senator McEwen. Welcome, Mr. Kadich, Mr. Mueller. Who would like to go first? All right, please introduce yourself for the record and proceed.
Mr. Chair and committee members, my name is Nick Kadich, and I am the Minnesota Legislative Director for Smart Transportation Division, representing railroad conductors, engineers, and yardmasters. I've been a railroad conductor for 22 years working out of northern Minnesota. We're sounding the alarm. The minimum threshold has been found, and we can't go below 2 people on a freight train. We respectfully ask you today to support Senate File 1417, requiring 2 people on freight trains in Minnesota. Currently, the normal operation of freight trains in Minnesota includes 2 crew members who work in concert. One crew person operates the controls of the locomotive, essentially driving the train, which is a lot on its own. The other crew person is responsible for ensuring compliance with all train orders, rules, and signals, maintaining all necessary paperwork and waybills for hazardous materials in the train, is the first person on the scene of an accident or an incident, does all the work outside the locomotive cab like opening road crossings for public and first responders, provides Samaritan response in the event of a collision with the public, and provides a check and balance dynamic in the locomotive cab, ensuring compliance and attentiveness. The necessity of two-person train crews has reached a critical point. This conversation has evolved over the past 10 years as different business models driving railroads have been implemented and technologies have been added to locomotives and operations. Class I railroads adopted a business model known as Precision Scheduled Railroading, or PSR. This slogan defines a strategy focused on doing more with less. Its only function is to drive short-term gains in stock prices while gutting the railroad industry as we knew it. Crew size is just one more place to expand profits at any cost. As the workforce has already been cut by almost a third to satisfy the demands of PSR, the workers remaining are forced to endure longer hours with very little time off. Railroads have implemented harsh attendance policies that force workers to report for duty sick and fatigued or risk losing their employment. Two people in the cab of the locomotive, in addition to all the defined duties for each crew member, provide a check and balance against the grind of long hours worked around the clock. It takes two people acting as sounding boards for each other to navigate the complex operating rules and regulations governing train movements. Decisions are constantly being made about the safe operation of their train as it rolls through communities and towns. Technology has added to the duties and responsibilities of train crews. Positive Train Control, or PTC, is meant to enhance the safety of a two-person crew. It was not conceived or designed to function as a crew member. PTC has been fully implemented, yet only 39.5% of Class I railroad tracks are equipped with it. The system is designed to stop trains, and it takes two crew members, in addition to all their other duties, to keep the system in check and the train moving. Conversations have been held at the federal level regarding minimum crew size, but there is no existing regulation or law. States have authority to regulate safety under the Federal Railroad Safety Act. The goal of this bill is to not go backwards on safety. We are the workers from the front lines of the railroad industry telling you that two people are absolutely essential to safely operate a freight train in our state. Thank you for your time. Happy to answer questions.
Thank you, Mr. Kadich. Welcome, Mr. Mueller. Please introduce yourself and proceed.
Good afternoon, Chairman Dibble and members of the committee. I'm Joel Mueller with the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen. I have over 28 years of experience in the rail industry, working as a brakeman, a conductor, and currently as an engineer. When I'm not fighting for the rights and safety of my members I represent, I lace up my work boots, put on my safety vest, and go to work as an engineer. I want to begin by saying that this bill will only maintain the current crew staffing standard, which is a crew of two. In most cases, a crew consists of a conductor and a locomotive engineer. Included in this handout is a picture of a modern-day locomotive cab. You will notice the controls are extensive, include several display screens, levers, buttons, and gauges. As you can imagine, it takes a tremendous amount of concentration to operate this equipment. The railroads will argue the advancement of technology has allowed the railroads to be able to reduce the size of a train crew from the current standard of two down to one. I will tell you from my own experience that is not the case. Train lengths have increased from an average of 1 mile long when I began my career to up to 3 miles long today. These are excessively long trains, have locomotives at the front, middle, and the rear of the train. Each set of locomotives needs to be operated independently of the others. The engineer is essentially operating two trains at one time. The railroads will also argue with the implementation of Positive Train Control, or PTC, the need for a second person in the cab is unnecessary. We strongly disagree with that argument. PTC is a technology that was designed to be a safety overlay that prevents trains from passing red signals or exceeding speed limits. This technology has only been installed on 39% of the trackage in the country. The railroads have added additional technology to the PTC system that oftentimes becomes a distraction to the engineer, adding to the task overload. While the cuts to the workforce throughout the industry have already been mentioned. I feel the toll these cuts have taken on the remaining employees bears repeating. The remaining employees are required to work longer hours with less time off between shifts. This has made an already demanding schedule much worse. Crews are expected to be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with shifts often exceeding 12 hours, with as little as a 90-minute notice to report for work. Many railroaders are required to work up to 276 hours a month. That's 70 hours per week. With such a demanding schedule, fatigue is a challenge railroad crews are faced with daily. As was stated earlier, we are not allowed to take time off when we are sick. If we do, we face discipline up to and including termination. Maintaining the current staffing of 2 individuals on a train crew ensures crews stay focused when facing these challenges. Railroads interact with the public thousands of times daily throughout the state, whether it's at a public grade crossing or just passing through communities we live in. Having a second set of eyes and ears in the cab of a locomotive to watch out for a car that is racing to beat the train at a crossing, or children that may be playing near the tracks. All it takes is a split seconds of advance warning to save somebody's life by blowing the whistle and warning them of the train's approach. I want to thank the committee for taking the time to consider this bill. I will be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Mueller. Questions for the 2 witnesses at this point? All right, we'll move on to Sarah Erickson, and then we'll invite, we'll go Sarah Erickson, and I think we have 2 representatives of the next organization. So. Welcome to the committee.
Thank you.
Please proceed.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, my name is Sarah Erickson. I'm the new executive director of the Minnesota Regional.
Ms. Erickson, if you could pull the microphone to your mouth. Thanks.
Sorry. My name is Sarah Erickson. I'm the new executive director of the Minnesota Regional Rail Authority. You're used to seeing John Abbott's up here, but he's kind of moseying on into retirement, so you're going to get me today. There are 4 overarching themes of why this bill does not make sense to pass today. First, this is not about safety. There's no data or evidence that suggests a 1-person crew is safer. Second, this bill puts railroads at a competitive disadvantage, which is bad for the movement of goods across the country, bad for the environment, and bad for state infrastructure. Third, the issue of crew size belongs in the railroad and union bargaining process where it has always been. And fourth, states have no authority to mandate crew size. It's federally preempted. Where this bill has been litigated, in Illinois, for example, the courts found in favor of preemption. The assertion that 1-person crews are safer than 2-person crews is false. The real-world performance of 1-person crew, as reflected in data from the United States and around the world, establishes they pose no safety risk. 1-person crews have long been used safely throughout the United States and the world. Passenger trains, non-union short lines, many foreign railroads have used 1-person crews for decades. U.S. passenger trains have operated for many years with only 1 crew member in the cab. Operating with a single crew member in the cab is now standard for commuter trains and Amtrak trips. And Minnesota Light Rail operates with 1 person in the cab. Many short lines have been operating safely and effectively with 1-person crews for decades. Positive train control traction makes redundant many of the functions traditionally performed by conductors. Things like observing wayside signals and recording dispatch orders. PTC is a computerized system that, if necessary, stops a train automatically if the engineer fails to take necessary action. Locomotive technology has evolved so that only the engineer has operational controls that impact the train. The engineer's workload has been further reduced by implementation of locomotive engineering management systems, which improve trains' handling. To issues raised of community safety, train crews are not expected to perform as first responders and are not trained to be first responders. To the contrary, they are trained to move away from danger, including dangers arising from potential releases of hazardous material. Additionally, something called an alerter is in each locomotive. If a train operator has made no action nor pushed the alerter button within 30 seconds to 2 minutes, depending on the speed or other factors of the train, the alerter initiates an emergency stop. In the event of a medical or other emergency in the cab, the train will stop. To the extent there are responsibilities PTC does not eliminate, railroads and unions will identify those safety issues and work through them during and after the bargaining process. Railroads would ensure those operations comply with all FRA safety regulations. Railroads have always been analyzing the risk such a move might pose. And like any changes that could affect safety, they would carefully assess those risks and adopt necessary mitigation measures before implementing any changes. This bill also comes at a time when the state of Minnesota and other federal and state regulators are considering connected and automated vehicles. Embracing regulatory flexibility, performance-based standards, and the idea that safety is advanced by harnessing technological innovation to reduce and mitigate safety incidences. This bill is precisely the opposite and gives railroads a competitive disadvantage, likely moving freight to trucks. It will harm our environment. Railroad is the most fuel-efficient and environmentally friendly way to move freight over land. On average, trains are 3 to 4 times more efficient than trucks. It will place even greater stress on the state's infrastructure. And finally, crew size mandate will drive up shipping costs at a time when consumers are already grappling with record inflation and supply chain stresses. Historically, crew size has been an issue for collective bargaining. There's a long history of technological improvements to the rail industry, leading to productivity gains while setting new safety records. Diesel locomotives eliminated the need for a fireman, which was bargained for. End of train devices eliminated the need for a caboose and a caboose personnel, which was bargained for. In conclusion, due to the lack of data to support this as a safety issue, the economic impact, and the fact that the state we don't believe has the authority to act in this space, we respectfully ask you to consider voting no.
Thank you, Ms. Erickson. Questions, members, for Ms. Erickson? All right, thank you. And next, we have Ronald Williams and Claire Rubeck from Citizens Acting for Rail Safety. CARS. Welcome to the committee.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Dibble and committee members. I'm Ron Williams. On a personal note, I'm a U.S. Army Vietnam non-combat veteran, and I retired from the U.S. Bank Trust Division in 2010. I'm a member of Citizens Acting for Rail Safety, Twin Cities, known as CARS TC, a nonpartisan advocacy group of local volunteers working to improve freight rail safety. We strive to bring the citizen voice to bear, especially on issues associated with high-hazard freight trains. We support this bill to require a minimum of 2-person train crews on all freight trains in Minnesota. This requirement is essential for reducing the risk of train incidents attributable to human error or technology failure, improving response strategies in the case of a train incident, and reducing critical wait time for emergency vehicles stopped at blocked rail crossings in such an emergency. CARS TC shares the urgent concerns of community safety groups, emergency responders, Railroad Workers United, and other frontline employee unions regarding the looming possibility that the 1-person train crew may well become standard operating practice. Railway corporations are advocating schemes like allowing, quote, ground-based, unquote, conductors in place of untrained conductors, and allowing 1-person crews on trains operating on lines with positive train control. the same time, we are seeing longer trains with more stressed and exhausted train crew members as a result of precision scheduled railroading. We believe crew size on trains must be determined by principles of safety regulation and not by collective bargaining between rail carriers and unions, in which the public has no voice. 8 other states already have two-person crew laws. Minnesotans deserve to have this bill passed in the interest of public safety, which is government's job one. In closing, I respectfully urge committee members to review our written testimony along with our list of Minnesota cities and towns along crude oil rail routes. Thank you all for your time and attention. Do you have any questions?
Mr. Williams, will Ms. Rubeck be joining us?
No, I think she's not be able to be here today.
Okay, thank you. And we do have the expanded version of your testimony in our packets that's also posted online, so I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And members, I'll also mention that there are a number of other documents in your packet and to the public. What we have in our packets is posted online. Ms. Erickson, if you would like your comments posted online, you can give them to Ms. Ethier, and we'll post them on the committee website.
Yes.
Questions, members, for Mr. Williams? Would anyone else like to testify on Senate File 1417? All right, seeing none, members, questions, conversation. Senator Howe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And so, can you tell me, and I don't care if we go to folks out in the testifiers or to the author, Senator McEwen, but how many crew members are currently on these freight trains?
Senator McEwen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Howe. My understanding is that that the current practice is typically 2. But I would invite our experts to come up perhaps and offer some more detailed information about how that plays out.
All right, Mr. Kadich, Mr. Mueller.
Currently, Mr. Chair, Senator, sorry. Currently, there's 2 people on most freight trains, conductor and a locomotive engineer.
All right, Senator Howe.
Thank you. So if there's already 2 on there, then why are we having this discussion and why are we putting it in state statute?
To maintain the current standard.
And if, Mr. Chair and Senator, thank you. If I may, Senator Howe, that is an excellent question. That was one of the questions that I have also posed in looking at this legislation. And I think that what we see is an increased movement of the railroads of reliance on this technology that they have come out with in recent years. And the fear is, similar to other industries where we see this increased automation, that in service of profit, that the railroads will try as much as they can to reduce their labor costs at the expense of public safety, and that even though we are still at a 2-person crew, generally speaking, we are seeing that movement toward a 1-person crew, and I think the testimony, some of it that we heard earlier, speaks to that. So this is a safeguard where we are saying we've gone low enough, we're not going to go any lower than the 2-person crew, and we're going to make sure that we hold the line on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I guess, we're doing this out of fear. I will tell you that I kind of relate this to pumping your own gas. You go to New Jersey, believe it or not, you are not allowed to pump your own gas. There's a state statute in New Jersey that forces you to have an attendant to pump your gas. So we have, and we've had, at one time in this state, you had to have an attendant at the gas station. And I remember the day when we fought, and it actually happened in St. Cloud, was the first unattended pumping of fuel in the state of Minnesota, where you didn't have to have a employee there to pump the fuel. I will tell you that automation, the automatic shutoff, all that stuff made it unnecessary to have those folks there. So as we contemplate putting this in statute, as automation and safety mechanisms continue to come, I relate it back to, geez, do we still have to have someone pump my gas? I don't think so. And I relate that to the same thing here. We're doing it because someone might make a mistake on pumping fuel. So New Jersey still has someone pumping your fuel. I don't think that we need to have, we currently still have 2 people running the freight train, and I believe that for us to get in the way, and I do believe we're getting in the way of collective bargaining, and I believe that's where this needs to stay. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Howe. Slight technical correction. New Jersey actually changed the law, but Oregon still does it, so there is at least one state.
Well, there you go. I learned something today that I didn't know. But
I only know that because my dad lived for years in New Jersey. Both my brothers, I have half brothers who are both Jersey boys. And so it was a big deal when they changed it in New Jersey, but Oregon still stuck with it. So Senator McEwen, you had
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just briefly, I would invite members for you to take a look at this picture of the inside of one of these engine, the engine car, and respectfully to my colleague Senator Howe's comments, this is not pumping gas. And I think that just a glance at the picture can tell you that. One of the things that I would also note that we heard in the testimony today and that I have heard in looking into the need for this bill is that we are hearing from railroad workers that under the current 2-person practice, they are already stretched very, very thin in terms of just the sheer hours that they're expected to work, the conditions under which they're working. I think that it's just important to note that we're already at a place, it's not as if everything is just smooth and easy and it would be easy to taking one person away from the crew at this point, the way that they're functioning, as I understand it, in most cases would be impossible the way that it is currently being practiced. And I believe perhaps Mr. Kadich has an additional comment.
Mr. Kadich.
Mr. Chair and committee members, as we've seen train crews reduce from 5 to 3 and then to 2, collective bargaining on the railroad is a lot different than what we traditionally think of as collective bargaining in other sectors, whether it's trades or teachers, nurses. For us, collective bargaining does rely on legislatures and government. We saw that play out this last year with this last presidential emergency board in action by Congress. We saw it in 1991 with Presidential Emergency Board 219 that reduced our size from 3 to 2. So our collective bargaining process under the Railway Labor Act does rely on legislative action. So it is very appropriate for Minnesota to act. There are not any federal laws or regulations currently in place. There is no preemption issues. And under the Federal Railroad Safety Act, the states are allowed to regulate rail safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Jasinski.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator McEwen, and thanks for the testifiers. I had some good conversations today and listened to all sides of this. I've been involved and spent a couple weekends away at the Regional Rail Authority and listened to a lot of issues that are going on. Thanks to Mr. Appetz and Ms. Erickson, I've listened to lots of things, and I think, looking at the statistics, there's 4 Class 1s, there's 1 Class 2, but there's 13 short line railroads. And I don't want to do a one-size-fits-all law that really is going to affect the short lines. I know many of these are the last mile getting our product to our businesses and things like that. and I see the size of them and the workforce issues. So I would really like to offer an amendment that I think will make this much more palatable to myself and maybe to many of you. So I would respectfully offer the A2, and I hope the author would be open to that. As I said, you know, we're already working on workforce. This is a much smaller size train. I think a lot of times they have chase vehicles and they go in pickups and they try and get set up ahead at the next stop. So I really think this would improve the bill. With that, Mr. Chair, I'd offer the A2 amendment and ask for roll call.
Senator Jasinski offers the A2 amendment, which would confine Senate File 1417's requirements to only Class 1 and Class 2 railroads. Senator McEwen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator Jasinski, for the thoughtful discussion. We have had some discussion with stakeholders as well in anticipation that an amendment such as this may be offered. And while we have some different opinions on this, in the spirit of bipartisanship and compromise, Senator Jasinski, I would agree to this amendment as a friendly amendment, and I would urge a yes vote. Members.
Thank you. Senator Jasinski.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll withdraw my roll call.
Okay. And then Senator Lang would like to be recognized. He's beaming in from Olivia. Senator Lang.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't know if you can see me or hear me yet, but.
All right. We hear you and we see you. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So I guess this bill is something where I've kind of weighed back and forth a little bit, especially serving in the industry I do. I haven't seen the picture that they put up of the inside of the train, but I guess it would probably, I'd like to compare what I work with on a daily basis. And the fight that I work with on an annual, daily, you know, all the time basis is the fact that we're really working hard against UAVs. Unmanned aerial vehicles that can do the same job as pilots can do. I guess the question I have to ask is, as these trains become more and more automated, as they become more and more advanced, you know, I tend to think that this bill has some merit to it. My question is, when these trains are fully automated, does that mean we have two folks sitting in the cab not doing anything, I guess is the question? Because I don't see any other industry being able to do that and justifying it in the name of safety or justifying it in the name of whatever else, because eventually the safety record of automated vehicles has been proven very high. So I guess that'd be my question. I don't know where trains are. I don't operate a train, obviously. So I don't know if they're to the point where we're almost there. I guess it's just if, I don't know, if BNSF or Santa Fe comes out with a train that's fully automated, start to finish, does this bill have effect on that?
Senator McEwen, would you like to handle that or refer that question to someone?
Thank you, Chair Dibble. I missed the very last part of the question.
So the question, and Senator Lang, correct me if I misstate the restatement of your question, it is at some future point in time, should trains become fully automated, will there still be a need for, and would there still be a requirement for two people to be present to operate or be on the train in some capacity?
Thank you, Chair Dibble. And thank you, Senator Lane. And I will ask our experts to weigh in on this, but my first reaction is, of course, this is a hypothetical. The technology doesn't exist yet. And if you do take a look, there's a lot of tech to be handled in the picture that we're looking at of what that would look, what it currently looks like. And also it is of note to me that we're talking about, we heard the testimony that when some of these experts started in their careers, the trains were about a mile long, and now we're talking about sometimes 3 mile long trains. And it strikes me that however automated we get, just purely on the basis of public safety needs, it is correct that our first responders aren't able to jump in and handle things on a train. So having two people, and this is just my own opinion, speaking off the cuff, is a pretty good idea, just for the sake of public safety. But with that, I'll ask if our experts can weigh in as well.
Mr. Kadich.
Mr. Chair, Senator Lang, the bill that we're talking about today is for today. Crew reductions are coming. The railroads have signaled this in a press release. Crew reductions are coming, and Mr. Mueller and I are here right now saying we're not ready. We're on the front line, and the technology isn't there. The automation that you're speaking of, Senator Lang, isn't there yet. Could it be someday? Maybe. It's science fiction right now. It doesn't exist in the way that would be applicable to freight railroads right now. So this bill is necessary to get us from A to B. Thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Mueller.
Chairman Dibble, Senator Lang, thank you. Even if the trains were become fully automated, mechanical breakdowns happen on a daily basis. There's going to need to be somebody on that train that's going to have to address those issues when they arise. And also, again, when there is derailments, God forbid, grade crossing accidents, again, we are the first ones on the scene. We're the ones who are able to relay that information to either our dispatch center or to 911 to get the first responders to the correct location and give them the information that may apply for hazardous material response or any number of things.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so Senator Jasinski offers the A2. Anything further on the A2? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Motion carries. All right, members, anything further on Senate File 1417? All right, final word, Senator McEwen.
Thank you, Chair Dibble, and thank you, members, for the discussion on Senate File 1417. Just a couple of thoughts, and I think our discussion bears this out, that we have really two considerations that are in this bill, and one is the worker safety aspect and the quality of the experience of working on these trains. And that is one thing that is very important, and we've heard represented in the testimony and in the packet. And the other is public safety. There's a public safety consideration here that is really paramount and is separate. There's a joining of those two concerns. They come together in many ways, sometimes at the bargaining table, but very importantly, the public doesn't have a place at that bargaining table. And so I think it was well stated earlier in the testimony that that is our role, colleagues. That is our role as elected officials, to make sure that our constituents, that the public are safe with this technology, with the practices of the railroads. And I also just wanted to state on the record that the railroads have seen record profits in recent years. So when we're talking about cost savings, efficiencies, things like that, the railroads can afford to do this right. This is not a hardship on them. And so there's just so many reasons to support this bill, to support the professionals who are doing this work. And with that, I ask for your support.
So Senator McEwen, do you have a motion?
Yes, Chair Dibble, I would move that Senate File 1417 as amended, please be passed and referred. I believe it needs to go next to judiciary because there is a component of enforcement that has to be reviewed in judiciary. Is that correct?
Senate Council confirms that understanding. All right, all in favor of Senator McEwen's motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. All right, that concludes our agenda, members. On Monday, we will be hearing from, well, Ms. Ether, why don't you?
Mr. Chair.
Oh, Senator Jasinski.
I think we've got some of our issues resolved with Senate File 1053, so if you want to go ahead and move that, I think we're okay with it.
All right, very good. Senator Morrison moves Senate File 1053. Did we amend it? Was there any amendment? Okay. So Senate File 1053 be recommended to pass and referred to the Senate floor. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries. All right. Now we are, no, we're not adjourned. Ms. Ether is going to give us a report on what's happening Monday. We haven't figured out Wednesday yet. We will soon. Ms. Ether.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On Monday, the Minnesota Department of Transportation will be presenting their budgets, and also we will be hearing 2 agency bills related to their areas of jurisdiction.
All right. We are adjourned. Thank you, members.